Here in Baltimore, where former NFL star Aaron Maben grew up, he traded in his pads and cleats for pencils and paintbrushes. Now he's using his love for art to shape the community around him.
From a very early age, I saw myself as way more than an athlete.
32-year-old Aaron Maben has endured much success as a professional football player. He began his athletic career at Penn State, and in 2009, he was a first-round draft pick for the Buffalo Bills. He then went on to the New York Jets, where he ended his career in 2013.
Why did you choose art over the NFL? Was it art over the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the point where, as I was saying, at the point that I retired, I could still play.
But he decided not to.
I said if I were to drop dead tomorrow, and the greatest thing somebody could say about me was that, he was a damn good football player, then I wasted a lot of time in my life.
Maben's artistic career took off after retirement, with paintings selling for as much as $20,000. But he dreamed of inspiring real change in black communities like Baltimore.
When you talk about reforming or changing any society, it starts with the youth. It starts with the investment that we're making in our youth.
So he combined his passion for creativity with what he says is the key to enhancing life for people of color, and that is education.
So many of the parts of our educational process invalidate our kids' livelihood, invalidate their lived experiences, and it invalidates their humanity.
Until this fall, Maben was teaching creative arts in underfunded Baltimore public schools.
What's the day been like for you guys today? Very cold. You guys are cold?
He's raised more than $90,000 to help purchase heating systems for Baltimore public schools.
It look like this mold up here.
He says there are too many students in inner cities lacking the basic tools needed to simply sit in a classroom and learn.
If I know that these deficiencies exist within our educational system, then it's incumbent upon us to do something about it.
Maben is also using his creativity to enhance learning methods for inner city students, like the ones he taught. He's written 2 books, a workbook, and a number of art pieces, all designed to reflect the lives of the kids reading them.
I'm intelligent. I am a listener. I am a learner. I am beautiful.
Until I saw, an educator that looked like me, I didn't think that they existed. Not that you're ignorant enough to think that it couldn't exist, but you don't know what it looks like.
He says the purpose of his work is the portrayal of an underrepresented culture.
And I always wanted my work to be something that little kids that, grew up where I grew up, that looked like me, saw themselves reflected in, saw their complexions, saw their hairstyles, saw their history reflected back at them, but also saw themselves affirmed.
In addition to creating positive examples for young black students, Maben still sells his activist artwork to adults for the same reason.
So right now we're in your art studio, right?
Yes.
And can you show us some of the paintings that you have here and what they mean?
Yeah, so each wall in here kind of has a different theme. I have art that reflects our kids as being just kids. You know what I mean? Not threatening, not somebody that needs to be disciplined or needs to be dealt with. Another thing you don't see enough of is people that look like us actually prioritizing their mental health and emotional wellness. I want to see more of us having self-love, you know what I mean, and being unapologetic about it.
Stepping off the field and picking up a paintbrush, Aaron says, is just his first step in putting culture on the canvas for this generation and for more to come.
I love y'all hair too. Y'all hair is beautiful.
I like her hair too.
In Baltimore, Maryland, I'm Amanda Lee, WTAJ News.